Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Real Talk with Ben podcast. And fun fact, I'm not in America anymore. Haha. Well, sort of I am. I'm recording this because I was thinking after the last episode, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to wait till I get to Hungary. It'd be kind of cool to do an episode while I'm in Hungary. But then I thought about it and I realized if I get it on a Wednesday and I want to record so I can have one done for Thursday, means that I'm going to be very, very low on energy. I am not the person you want to talk to after a long plane ride because I don't sleep on planes. So that means that I would have been very grumpy. Probably couldn't get sentences out of my mouth because I've been told that I don't talk well. I don't talk well now, but I don't talk well after I get off a plane. So, yeah. So that's why I decided, you know what? I have the time. So I'm going to record. I'm going to record some episodes or this episode before I leave because that way I can sleep when I get there and I don't have to worry about recording. So, yeah, this episode is the last episode officially that I'm recording here in America, which gives me some time to reflect on what I will miss here in America that I won't have over in Hungary, but vice versa, what I'll have in Hungary that I don't get here. So this episode is going to be a little different. It's going to be a little weird. I don't really know where it's going. I really don't actually. Usually I do, but literally sorry, I got away from the mic. But I don't have anything on my phone. Normally I have my notes on my phone, but I don't. So we're just going to go with it. We're going to go with the flow. So I did want to talk about is one thing about flying, because if you listen to my brother and I's, however you say that, Brother and I's podcast, we talked about a few weeks ago. We talked about like why we don't like flying, would we prefer driving or flying? As many of you know, and especially if you know me personally, I don't like flying. I take that back. I don't mind the idea of the travel. I don't like the way you fly. Then again, I'm also 6'4", and I don't fit well in planes. And so I'm about to go on a spiel about what I don't like about flying. This is the thing, is I don't mind flying for short, like if it's an hour flight, I can handle the tight spaces, getting my foot run over by the cart. I can handle that, I can. But it's the whole like 8.5, 9 hour flights that just, for me, are just, they're not comfortable. Like people are like, well, can't you sleep? I'm like, no, I've tried everything. I've taken the like sleeping thing that supposed to knock you out, didn't knock me out. I tried the whole mask idea, put it on your eyes, didn't help. And I think part of it, and I say this because I think part of it is that I don't fit well like in the seat itself. So like I have super, super long legs. Like there's tall people that have like shorter legs but long torso. I have a very short torso and long legs. So sitting in a plane, if it's not an exit seat, which let's be honest, I don't get many of them. So unless it's an exit seat and like, then I don't fit well. And people are like, well, what about an aisle seat? But aisle seat, this is the thing, because I used to love aisle seats until the one time that I almost fell asleep and I stuck my leg out in the aisle just to like stretch my legs because they're super long. And I got ran over by a cart. And I said, hated it so much. It hurt. So it's really hard for me to sit there. And then occasionally like I'll get a window seat, which I kind of sort of like better, even though I have less room, because I can at least lay down, like lay my head on the window. That's what that's called. So that's nice. But at the same time, it's like sort of annoying because I don't know. I guess flying in planes. And I guess another thing is I don't really like plane food. Like you can ask my dad when we fly together, like I just don't eat a lot of the food. And I don't know why. I normally can tolerate most food, like at least I can tolerate, but like there's just some texture about it, taste about it. And I don't know. I heard this study that your taste changed when you're in the air. So I don't know if that's true or not. I'm like the guy that like when they get the food, I like go to the bread because I like bread. And then if it's like decent meat, I'll eat that and that's it. And I'll just drink like water. So yeah, that's another thing. I don't really eat that much. So that's why like when I go to an airport, I eat so much food before I get on a plane. People are like, well, that's crazy. I'm like, because I know I'm not going to eat on the plane. So I'd rather eat a lot, before I leave type thing. And so I don't know, like obviously I'm recording this before I get on a plane to go to Hungary. So I'm interested to see how this whole flight, because this is the first time I've flown domestically by myself. And I sort of did when I went with the basketball team from Cedarville, but I was with people I knew. This is the first time though I've legit flown without anybody I know. So I'm really interested because as of now, I have at least 3 bags that I've checked. So we'll see if they all show up. I'm praying that they do because I have things in there that I do not want to lose. Yeah. So, no, but I am taking my camera on the plane with me. Don't think it's the camera. No, it's mainly like my mic stuff. So stuff I record the podcast with and a gimbal and stuff like that. So, yeah, fun fact. You'll find that out, I guess, when the next podcast comes out, or if it comes out. But no, I plan on it coming out. I think it'll be all fine. But yeah, so that's what I don't like about planes, and also I don't like the restrooms. They're too close. I just don't like that either. But why am I complaining so much, Ben? You're complaining so much on this episode. I shouldn't. I like planes. I like to. That's the thing. I like to travel in them. I wish I was in first class, but one, I'm a missionary kid, or not a missionary kid. I was never a missionary kid, but I'm a missionary. And 2, I'm a teacher. So either way, whatever profession I choose, either way, I'm not ever going to get first class tickets. But I do think it's rude though that airlines make you walk through the first class. I'm like, okay, I get that I'm poor. I went to school knowing that I'm poor. It's okay. You don't have to let me know twice. Anyways, so that's something that I thought was interesting. So now getting to the actual topics I was going to talk about. What am I going to miss here in America? And I've kind of like tried to make a good list for both, and mainly in the list in my head because I didn't write any of these down. So if I stop and pause, it's because I'm trying to remember what I thought of. And you might be like, well, Ben, you could write it down now. I'm like, yeah, I could, but I'm not. So, one of the biggest things I want to miss here from America is, well, y'all know where I'm going with this one, Chick-fil-A. Like, if there's one thing that I wish Hungary had over everything else was a Chick-fil-A. By matter, anywhere in Europe, I wish they had a Chick-fil-A. There's something about getting a nice Chick-fil-A sandwich and then getting the fries and then getting a nice big milkshake. I could eat that every day for the rest of my life, and I would be totally fine. I might die early. I'll probably die early, but it'll be worth it. It'd be a quick way to go. Not really. But no, I will miss Chick-fil-A more than anybody knows. I just love Chick-fil-A. And I guess I should really I'll miss a lot of the restaurants that are here in America that I don't have over there. They have like McDonald's, they have KFC, they have Burger King, but let's be honest. Those are great per se, but they're not like they're not like what I love personally. So, I will admit though, and I've said this on previous podcasts and previous YouTube videos, that KFC is better in Europe than it is here in America. So I actually am looking forward to that. So that's one thing I am looking forward to in Europe/Hungary is certain places that are better than that. I will say, one thing I'm looking forward to in Hungary/Europe is that food is cheaper most places you go. Food is definitely cheaper. Like you could go to like a restaurant, like let's say like we went to this like meat place. It was called Meatology, or I think it was what it's called. It was some meat place. I can't remember off the top of my head. I am so sorry. I just about broke this mic stand. Anyways, yeah. So I'm super excited for yeah. So anyways, I don't know where I got off track there. Going back to like the meat place is that you can get like a really good meal for probably American dollars, probably like $10 to $12. You can get and I'm not talking just like a decent meal with like good sides. Like I'm talking like more than you need in a meal. So like a buffet type of like, that's how much food you can get on one plate, that type of feeling. And you fill up pretty easily at most of these restaurants, not all, but most of them over there. Whereas I feel like here you pay a lot of money and sometimes you're like, that's it. That's all I get. All I get. And then if you want to buy more, it's cost more. Anyways, that's something that I know I will be glad I have over there. But something I'll miss from here is, well, there's two of them. They go together. One is free refills. They don't really have those, at least the restaurants I've been to in Hungary. They don't have free refills. And I am going to miss that because I probably refill my drink more than anybody at a restaurant. I go through a lot when I'm eating. So I'm interested to see how I do with that. I might be the one that like buys 2 drinks and it's just weird, but I don't care. Anyways, so that's something I want to miss. And I'm also going to miss having ice frequently. So I don't know if it changes. I mean, obviously living on my own and like in an apartment, because I'm like living in one place and I'm moving to another place about a couple of weeks in. I'm hoping that I'll have a freezer that I can have ice. But if not, like, I want to miss ice because like, I don't know. I guess I don't like use it a lot, but like I will miss it. But yeah, it's okay. It's part of the culture, Ben. That's why I remind myself. I'm like, it's part of the culture, Ben. You're not an American anymore. Get used to it. So yeah, that's it. But one thing I am looking forward to, I'm still on this food topic because it's like one of the bigger topics I want to talk about. One thing I am looking forward to in Hungary is just the certain types of food. So, here we have the certain, American foods, which I'll talk about in a second, but in Hungary, you have goulash, which is like, we call it goulash here, but we don't really cook it the right way. So there's that. There's, good pork. There's good chicken. There's so many really amazing foods. There's amazing soups that I really do enjoy over there. And I'm not really a soup guy, but I can eat some of the soups over there. There's so many amazing things over there. And then I guess with that, then what I will miss is having like good, like, I won't be honest, a couple of days ago, I had my first steak in probably, I don't know, 6 months. And my buddy that I went with was like, hey, you should get a steak. This is like the last chance. I was like, you're right. So I went ahead and bought a steak, but it was only 6 ounces because I wasn't super hungry. So I probably like looked weird having a little teeny steak, but that's what I want to miss. I like, after biting into it, I was like, I'm going to miss having good steak. Yeah, they have steak over in Hungary, but it's not the same. So I want to miss having some good meat, some good burgers, some really hearty beef. But no, so those are kind of like the food items, the food places, mixing it all together. That's kind of like what I'll miss / what I'm looking forward to, that kind of thing. I guess what I also will miss from America is my car, Elliot. And if you know who I'm talking about, it's my Element that I call Elliot. And there's many of my friends that make fun of my car because it does look like a toaster. It's just like a gray box, and it looks like a toaster. So, and it also, like, I was going to a wedding once, the engine blew up, I had to get a new engine. It creaks and it makes all these weird sounds. Like, don't get me wrong, it's lasted us forever. And believe it or not, it didn't have any problems until my engine kind of went kaput like a year and a half ago. So technically for like 10, 11 years, it was great car. But yeah, that's what happens when cars get old. And so, but I'm going to miss him. I'm going to miss my car to be able to drive around, to go do stuff, to not rely on other people. I've never had that. So like when I was in high school, when I was 16, I got this car, drove it. So since 16, so it's been almost 8 years I've been driving this car. And of course my dad drove it before then. So I love this car. I love not having to rely on people. And like when I got to college, I was the one that could drive. Like I would ride with people, but I could drive if I wanted to. I could bring people. Like I'm going to miss that, and knowing that I have to rely on people in Hungary to take me places or to go to the nearest store, like that's just definitely different for me. I'm not used to that, and so that's what I got to get used to while I'm there. And then on top of that, like I'm going to be honest, I haven't ridden a bike in probably 2 or 3 years. I haven't really touched a bike. And so that's kind of like what I'm looking forward to, I guess, is being able to ride a bike to places instead of walking everywhere. As much as I don't mind walking places. Yeah, it would be kind of cool to have like a bike to use. Again, I haven't ridden a bike in so long, but it's kind of rough on my knees. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm excited for. But again, and I'm also excited for like transportation over there. And it's weird that I just said that because you're like, well, you don't want to rely on people. But when I'm in the city, transportation is great. You got buses, you got like trams, subways, in Budapest especially. Not as much in the town I'm living in, but that's something that's kind of cool. Like being able to just like ride the bus and stuff, like that's super cool for me. So yeah, that's something that I'm looking forward to / what I'm gonna miss. Another thing I'm gonna miss, like I'm not gonna count my family in this episode because you're all gonna be like, what about your family? Sorry, I miss my family, but I talked about them in the last 2 episodes, so I'm talking about other things. I'm definitely gonna miss oh man, there's a lot of things I want to miss. But I guess one thing I'm looking forward to is the cheapness of certain things. The cheapness, is that a word? I don't think that's a word, but yeah, how things are cheap. And I don't mean everything because there's definitely things that are more expensive in Hungary, but like I was actually talking to one of my mentor who like when he was teaching English in China back a few years ago, and he said he got 3 suits tailored because it was cheap and it was cheaper than America. So like those are the things, like buying clothes, buying shoes, like different things that and they're also maybe unique to that culture that I don't get the chance to buy over here. And I also like to travel and stuff too. Like that's something I'm really looking forward to. Like I wish I would have traveled more while I was still in college, like gone to different states. Like I've traveled a lot, I've traveled to different states before, but like, and then I went to Italy a few years ago, but now being able to live in Hungary and being able to totally, go through that, and to be able to live and to be able to just fully, I guess just being able to fully adapt and fully be able to experience what other people experience while they're living in Hungary, or in Europe is something I'm really excited to. So, traveling to I would love to travel to Israel. I have a cousin-in-law's family lives in Israel, like Italy, Germany, all these different places I would love to travel. And obviously I'm a missionary, so don't get ahead of yourself. Don't be like, Ben, you have to do ministry work. Yes, I get it. I'm just saying, if the Lord provides time and there is time at certain times of the year, I might just have myself a little break and go somewhere. So I'm super excited about that. I'm not looking forward to having expensive, I guess not expenses. Expenses obviously, but my hat's crooked. I guess I'm more looking forward to probably being able to, I guess, do different things with friends. And I say that in a different way because I normally I do some usually I go hang out with people like at a restaurant or we'll go do something, whether that's watching a sports game. So, and obviously that's different in Hungary. And to be honest, I don't know what it's going to be like to hang out with people. I don't know what we'll do. I mean, I love board games and that's something that I hope we play over there because that'd be kind of fun, or movie nights. That's another thing I'm really interested in doing is seeing a movie in a different language, because there's a lot of big movies coming out here soon. And obviously I won't be in America to see them. So I'm really interested to see what they're like in a different language. And if I'll understand it, but we will see. So, so those are some of the things that I'm kind of looking forward to / don't know what's happening with it really quite yet. I don't know what God's going to do, what opportunities I may have, what opportunities that he's going to say, you know what, you're not going to do that this time around. So, that's what I'm really looking forward to. But I also will say, I guess this is kind of also looking forward to, I'm going to really looking forward to, making all the videos, making all the podcast episodes, making, helping people out, making certain things. One of my buddies over there, Daniel, who's a missionary friend, we love making videos. He did it before me. And so I'm super excited to make videos and to do those kind of things, and continue to do ministry in that sense until have fun doing what I love to do. Cause you all know I love it. So I'm super excited. Excited to see what God does with that side of things, because like I said, like I've been saying that I'll be doing, 2 episodes a week, and I'll be doing videos every week and updates here or there. But I know that this is not my time. I know that God has a plan. So obviously I don't know what it all entails. I don't really know what God will be doing in the next, year or so with my time. So again, that's another thing, I guess, more than anything I've shared in this whole episode is my time is what I'm looking forward to. How is God going to use my time? How am I going to be able to grow? How am I going to be able to change? How am I going to be able to do those certain things and to be able to make the differences that I hope to be making while I'm over there? And so I know this was kind of like a shorter episode. This is only like 20 minutes or so, 22 minutes. And I'm hoping to like stretch them out a little longer, especially if I have more guests on. Like you guys know when I had Ricky on a few episodes ago, that was like almost a 50-minute episode. And I like that when I have someone, but let's be honest, I can only listen to myself so long. So, but also this episode was just one of those I wanted to put together quickly before I left, because I knew I wasn't going to have time to do it, obviously, before all that. So I noticed that my brother is home because he's behind me in the camera. Yeah, so I'm super excited. I'm excited to go ahead and head on over there. So as you know, this will be coming out as I'm there, and I'm probably sleeping as you're listening to this because let's be honest, I'm going to be sleeping in on Thursday. So, or today. Yeah, today as you're listening to this. So, super excited. Excited to see how God uses me in all of this in the next year. So the next episode you hear will legit be in Hungary. Hopefully, as long as everything happens the way it should. And again, that's up to the Lord. So the next episode will be happening in Hungary, and I'm super excited to, do that. And also, please, I hope you will go ahead and take. I'll probably leave it in the description so that way you can just click on it. But head over to my YouTube channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel, because that will allow you to really, truly be able to see more, because I'll post a lot more videos. I mean, obviously I post these episodes of the podcast on there, but being able to see other videos I'll put together. I might do like a weekend trip video if we go do ministry somewhere, or a ministry trip video, those certain things. And I would really like you guys to be able to experience that. It's kind of hard when it's just audio and you can't see it. So, so I'm super excited. I'm excited to be over there. As you're listening to this, I'm over there right now. So again, thank you for all the support of this podcast, of my brothers and I's podcast, of my videos. It really is appreciative, whatever that word is. I really appreciate it. There we go. So much. So, So as always, it's been real on Real Talk with Ben. We'll see you next time.